Good morning. Well, it's the moment of truth. Actually, I had a moment of truth yesterday with this radio, in that my original lame attempt at fixing this tuning knob using Gorilla Glue that was somewhat old was a total failure. Total failure. And I did discover something else. I noticed, even before I started working on it, when I went to tune this using this knob here, I would tune a full revolution and then it would stick. And I could get past that point by kind of pushing a little harder and it would kind of click. And I was like, am I going past a stop or something? I don't understand what that's about. Well, yesterday I tried my second attempt at gluing this, which is, it's kind of in vain, because the only way I could possibly glue it right or correctly is to take the gear off, get the proper glue, and then put the glue in and clamp it in a vise to squeeze it shut again, or maybe even the fact that if I took it off the shaft it would close back up, and then that gap there caused by the crack caused in the gear would close up. Well, you know me, I'm so impatient. So I just threw some glue on there, see what happens. I did get some very good posts or comments about a gear that might work as a replacement gear. So if this fails, then I'll order one of those gears. The gentleman did say that you have to modify it because the hole for the shaft is a little small, so you have to modify it. So we'll see how that goes. But the thing is, what I wanted to do is, and that's why I said in my first video, my attempt at fixing it, patching it, would work, then I would feel successful, because what I wanted to do is find out if the radio has any other problems after sitting for 10, 12 years, before I go into some detailed process trying to fix that shaft. So I wanted to kind of temporarily try to get it working so I can tune the bands and see if overall the radio still works, because it's pretty old, and typically if nothing else fails, the electrolytic capacitors will fail and you get noise, a 60 cycle hum. So that may be something I have to fix, which means I have to take the boards out and I have to solder and it's like that. But my impatience, probably won't do that. So anyway, we're going to see. This time I used an old cement, not that the cement itself was old, but it's been around for a long time. And they've come out with different forms of it from the original, and that is liquid nails. And give you a little story. Don't you love my little stories? Aren't they as boring as heck? Give you a little story. Several years ago, we had a little cabin that we bought. It was actually just a trailer on some water, and the previous owner, who was kind of weird, he used liquid nails for everything, and he had liquid nails holding down all kinds of things, some of which I didn't want. But man, it was impossible to move those things, and mostly they were wood, and you could not just break the cemented joint, it wouldn't work. You'd actually have to break, chisel, whatever, the thing loose. And I was like, man, this stuff is really good. So I've been using it a little bit myself on things that I really, I want it to stay together. I don't want it to come apart. We'll see. And of course, even though the type that I have says it's for wood, plastic, skin, everything imaginable, we'll see. So here's the moment of truth. We're going to turn the radio on. I'm leaving everything as far as the knobs and everything off this time because yesterday I put it all back together. I turned it on and it didn't work at all as far as tuning. So that was a complete waste of time. I had to tear it down again. So this time we're going to be a little more cautious. So let's turn on this switch over here. And then we'll turn on the on-off switch. And let me see what the camera's doing. Come on. Okay, let's see. We need to zoom in a little bit here. Yeah, why not? I tried to get the lighting a little better today. It was so poor in my previous one. Yeah, we're going to zoom in right there. And we'll come down a little bit. We're going to be right on that dial and the frequency counter. Now, the other thing, oh gosh, I hope I didn't wake you up there. The other thing is I discovered is yesterday when I was getting ready to try to see if the Gorilla Glue worked, it had been turned down. The frequency had been turned down, so the megahertz digit did not show. It was blank. It did not show. But the other digits were showing, and so I thought, well, it's down to 600 and some kilohertz, which is the AM band, so it should work. So let me just see if the radio works. I hadn't had an antenna hooked up, so I hooked up an antenna. Nothing. Zero. I didn't get anything. And I'm like, oh my gosh, just like, projects I do nowadays, I end up breaking things. So I figured, I had to do a lot of cleaning, and, I was cleaning out the gears on the back of this drive and all this stuff, and I thought, I broke the radio. And I turned the volume all the way up, nothing. It was dead as a doornail. I could hear, if I put my ear up to the speaker, I could hear a hum, very slight hum, which was good. That means the capacitors haven't broken down too much, so there's only a slight hum, which probably couldn't hear if you didn't have the volume all the way down. So anyway, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, so when it came on, it didn't have the first digit. It wasn't even a 0. It was blank. And so I tried the tuning knob, and of course my fix didn't work. And I thought, man, what have I done to break the radio now that it doesn't even receive? So I started playing with the tuning knob, and I used, very carefully, I used a screwdriver back on the gears to push the gears to get it to move, and I got a 0 to come up, and boom, bah, boom, bah, it started working. So what do you call it? The lesson learned here is on this radio, if you don't have some digit, even a 0, showing here, it's not going to receive at all. Even though you would think, okay, a blank and then like 595, which it is now, you'd get something. Well, that's wrong. You have to have the 0 there to get, or any other number to get anything, any sound out of this radio at all besides a little hum. Man, what a day. So anyway, This day will probably be a disaster too, because I'm going to probably put this, I am going to put this on here and see if I can tune, and it probably won't. So here we go. Anyway. Well, it'd help if I could, oh, I know, I don't have this bolted down yet, so this is not, oh, I'm putting it on the wrong place. It goes up here. Oh, let me turn that volume down, because now that it's working somewhat, I don't need all that volume. Okay, so we're going to push this in here, and you can probably see, I hope, you can see the digits, and what we're looking for is this bottom digit to change, which is megahertz. When I turn this, and I'm going to do it very carefully, and I went the wrong way, so now it's blank, and I can turn the volume up, and there's nothing there. Turn the volume all the way up. There's a little bit of hum. In case you can't hear it, that's how it sounds. Okay, back down, because it'll blow my ears out. Okay, so we turned the wrong way. We went all the way down to past zero, basically. So we're going to turn slowly the other way. There's a 1. So we can get a 2. Let me look and see if the gears are moving. The gears are moving! I can't believe it! The gears are moving! I don't know how long it's going to last. Play the music! We have the winner! I'm sorry. I just get excited about when something goes right for a change. Okay. Yep, it's moving. Son of a gun. So my temporary fix is working. Now, granted, you're not seeing it change rapidly because it doesn't, it takes a little bit of turning this wheel to actually get that to change. That's normal, at least for this radio. That's the way it was when I first got it. Let's see what we got here. And it also will go blank as you're turning it. So you want if you saw it, if that thing over there that does the recording, if it was capturing it, you'd saw it went from 3 to blank to 4. That's normal again for this radio, my radio. Maybe it's not supposed to be that way, but it is. So we'll see if we can go up to 5, blank, and then we'll go to 5. Okay. Now, dadgum, I can't believe this. You know, and what I used is liquid nails. Like I say, this is not the original liquid nails that was kind of brownish, you know, baby poop colored. This is a white version, and it will bond more materials, including metal. So, and one other thing I was afraid of is I was afraid I'd get it someplace where I didn't want it, and it would bond the shaft so it wouldn't turn. So that didn't happen. So let me hook up an antenna here carefully, because I got this thing is kind of just halfway together. In the big moment of truth, matter of fact, we're on 5 megahertz. So let me get the big shaft and we turn the volume up. And whoops, we turn this down because I got the attenuation on. There. And I don't know what the oh, okay. Another nice thing about, because I'm just going to say, since I got this knob off, I won't know what the pre-selector is set to. Well, that's interesting. Oh, these are metal inside. They're metal inside. They're plastic on the outside. I tried to clean these by hand. They've got kind of a greenish film on them, and I wasn't having too much success. So I put them in my little tiny. I got a little tiny one of those vibrating water cleaner things. Ultrasonic cleaners. So I put them in there for about 4 minutes, and it got some of the stuff off, but not all. So it's still, they still got this greeny film on it, kind of like a growth algae or something. So what I was going to say is, since I didn't have the knob on there, I didn't know what the pre-selector, which pre-selector was selected. But thanks to the designers, we actually have an LED that tells you which one. So it's 3. Yeah, I was using 3 before, pre-selector 3 before, because I was down in that AM band. Now I'm up to 5 megahertz. I want, can't read upside down. I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want 5. So let's temporarily put this on there. Whoa. Good sensitivity. Got a little noise in this this particular switch, which I'll have to clean. Turn that volume down a little bit. So that's the one I want, but I got to clean it up a little bit. Okay, see if that'll work. Now, go down to 5 megahertz. So you can get WWV at 5 megahertz. Very smooth tuning. So got plenty of volume there. Oops, I turned it down too much. I like this little handle on this tuning knob. Some of my Collins radios have that little tuning knob. Well, whatever that is, it's loud and clear. It's at 5.085. I'm guessing because I may have totally screwed up the calibration on the dial. If my head's in the way, sorry. Boy, that is coming in really clear. There it is. Whoa! That's WWV, loud and clear. Now, I don't know what mode I'm in up here. I think I'm in AM mode. And the last 2 days we've had some very stormy weather, a lot of rain and whatever. So I don't know the condition of the antenna I'm using here. And the antenna I'm using here right now in my laboratory, it's really a workshop. But actually it's a garage that's too small for even a little compact car. Yeah, that's why the house was so cheap. Anyway, the antenna I'm using is just a long wire antenna, and it does have a shielded cable lead into my workshop, so that keeps the noise down. And it's about 30 feet. I'll say 30 feet. I'm guessing it's about 30 feet long. Just a long wire antenna, and it's doing a pretty good job this morning. Let me play with the pre-selector here. It's a little hard to turn without a knob on it. Let's see, I should be at 5, so if this was calibrated, 5 is right there. Yeah. I love the big S meter. I love good analog S meters. That's the one thing, excuse me, that's the one thing I don't like about these little portable radios that's got a LCD display and a bar graph normally for an S meter. It's basically useless. And I like analog S meters. So anyway, it looks like we're a go. So I'm going to rebolt this faceplate back on, and then I can turn the radio back upright so that I can get to it easier. And we'll do some testing of the radio and see how it's doing. Right now, it's pulling in 5 megahertz WWB. Yeah, it's easy for me to say. Loud and clear. And like I say, I don't know what the conditions are outside. I haven't been outside this morning. So anyway, whoa. After that first trial and failure, I was about to give up. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please give me a thumbs up. It indicates that I'm providing shows that are of some interest or somehow entertaining. And if you like the show, what would be very helpful for me to increase our number of subscribers, if you would share. There's a button down below the video called marked share. You click on that button, and then it shows you a whole list of websites you can share my videos on, and then other people can find out about my videos. And we are close to, I think we're at 3,850 subscribers. And when we get 4,000 subscribers, we're going to have a giveaway of that C. Crane, new C. Crane shortwave receiver, little portable shortwave receiver that I did a review of. All you have to do to enter the contest is send me an email at TRRS73@gmail.com and just state that you want to be in the giveaway and the state that you live in, because this is restricted to continental USA due to mailing problems with mailing out electronic stuff and all that hoopla. I'm sorry, because we've got a lot of people who watch my shows outside of the United States, and I really appreciate everybody that does that, and I wish I could include you in the giveaways. So thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Now all I have to do is get up. Yeah, it works, it works, it works. I can't believe it, it works.